Hello, and welcome to Tonal Diversions. I'm your host, Lori Archer Sutherland, and this is my journey as a multifaceted musician. I'm a composer, clarinetist, and more who is navigating the world of classical music, and I'd love to share my adventures with you. Hello, and welcome to the show. There's a chance some of you noticed I didn't get an episode out for March. If so, thank you for noticing. It does actually mean a lot to me. If you didn't, well, you didn't miss anything. 2023 got off to a bad start. I won't bother you with details. Just know that I have some choice words on how the year started out for me. But as I mentioned in my plot twist episode, this is all a part of my tagline of music and life intertwined. Sometimes life just intrudes in on us despite our best intentions. Thankfully, things have mostly improved, and my mood is a little better. My clarinet choir, knock on wood, had a great concert in February and recently performed as part of the Northern Illinois University Clarinet Cornucopia. That event is a day full of clarinet, master classes, mass choirs, and other performances. We appreciate that Dr. Greg Barrett invites us to play, and it was so nice to go back, since the event hasn't been held since 2019. Preparing for these two concerts took up a chunk of time. I'm the organizer and co-conductor of the group, which means extra work beyond just showing up to play. We're also now changing concert seasons, and that adds up to a lot of admin work to do for the group. Stuff like selecting music, assigning parts, learning the scores so I can conduct them, plus general communication with the group. Another thing going on is that I started teaching lessons at a second local high school. I'm grateful for the opportunity, but it added an extra surge of, you guessed it, admin work, which of course takes up time. And admin work is not one of my strengths. If I could outsource all of it, I would. Gladly. But now I'm settled in at the school, so things should be fairly smooth sailing between now and the end of the year. It's also time to prepare for my Woodwind Quintet's concert and the International Clarinet Association's Virtual Enthusiast Day, which are both in April. If you're a clarinet player, be sure to watch for announcements for our event. We have some really good sessions planned. My session, which I'm running with another committee member, is all about sight reading. I'm one of those weirdos who loves to sight read. I hope we're able to show others that it can be a fun skill to learn and it doesn't have to be scary. Despite all of that, I have been able to work on composing. You know, that thing that I want to be my main focus? It wasn't without struggle, but like with everything else, I'm feeling better about it. With Joyful Abandon is a piece for concert band that I started in February of 2021, which at this point feels like a lifetime ago. With all that was going on in the world, I wanted to compose something that was just happy. While it's taken me much longer to finish than I'd hoped, I'm proud to say that I reached the double bar. I still have a lot of work to do. Orchestration, engraving, and further refinements. But the main content is finished and I'm really pleased with how it sounds. I'd worked on it throughout 2021, including during my composition class. I got feedback on it there and had made some progress on it. But admittedly, I also got discouraged too, and I put it away for a while. I'd picked at it here and there since then, mainly to remind myself that it was still a project I wanted to finish, and I finally decided I had no excuse not to finish it. And I wanted to finish it. But I struggled. I spent a lot of February fighting with this piece, which is ironic since it's a piece that's supposed to be about happiness. I'm really grateful for my husband's constructive critique. He pushed me to do more with it. If anyone is familiar with the musical Little Women by Mindy Dickstein and Jason Howland, you'll remember the line from Joe in the song The Weekly Volcano Press. But I took to heart what you said, and I embellished. I made it better. It was hard. There were times I spent an hour with it and barely wrote a note. I reanalyzed what form I wanted to use. I rethought some transitions and other aspects of the piece. I even asked the piece what it wanted to be, hoping it would somehow tell me what to do. And then finally, I started making progress. It wasn't much, but it was something. And that something helped me to keep going. I no longer felt like I was fighting a losing battle and that the piece wasn't going to happen after all. There were a few moments where I wondered if I wanted to keep going with it. I'm proud of where the piece is now. I've played it for some trusted friends, and they like it too. Like I said, I still have a lot of work to do, but now this seems like a more attainable goal. If you'd like to hear a sneak peek of the piano reduction, there's a link in the show notes. In the meantime, I revisited another project that had been languishing. This gave me a much-needed diversion from the band piece, especially since it's something completely different. I arranged the song Killer Queen for my clarinet choir. By the time this episode airs, my group will have had its first read-through of it, and I think they'll have fun with it. I sure did. Years ago, I arranged Bohemian Rhapsody for us, and I'm excited to add another Queen title to our repertoire. It will be a great piece for summer concerts. So what's next? I'll keep plugging away at my band piece. I want to get it finished so I can submit it for the Midwest reading session, like I did for Proclamation last year. I do have an idea for my next podcast episode, and here's hoping I can get that one out on time. If anyone has a topic suggestion, please reach out to me at podcast@tonaldiversions.com. I'd really love to hear from you. Now that I'm done with Killer Queen, I want to return to another fun arranging project I had started for clarinet duet. But I'm not ready to publicize that one yet. All I'll say is 80s TV. And some fun news is that one of my pieces is going to be performed. A local high school is performing my band piece, The Monks Turned Topsy-Turvy, on April 20th. I originally composed the piece for clarinet choir, then arranged it for concert band. I get to go work with the ensemble before their performance, and that should be a lot of fun. Thanks for sticking with me as I missed an episode. If you like the show, please take a moment to rate or review it on the podcast service you listen from. Just seeing that someone liked the show really means a lot to me. Also, feel free to support the show by buying some of my sheet music or make a purchase via Amazon. You can also now make a contribution via PayPal. Any support is greatly appreciated. Until next time. Thank you for listening to Tonal Diversions. Subscribe wherever podcasts are found and share with a friend. Until next time.